All right, go.
I'm rocking with Don Kilam.
Let's go. Caught you choking me. Yeah. He's going to the school. That's where I met you. Did you text private life?
I did, actually. You never responded.
Yes, I did.
You literally never responded to me.
Yes, I did. It just didn't get it. You must not took it because it's like through a service.
So this first.
Text private life to 702-200-4900. Now, protect your children. Had a phone call today. You walked out. You're on my list. You heard some shit though, didn't you? Huh? What'd you hear? But at the end of the day, it's important that you study and apply the knowledge correctly and get around those people. Do not give up though. Do not fret. Because when you're when you're stressing out, angry, sad, you can't think clearly. Zodi Smith says, I was just talking about this to help a friend. They're talking about this LLC bullshit don't work. No, you do not know how to apply it correctly because these businesses aren't a business because they're LLC. We can go look at Hollywood all the time and see how they take kids and force them to act, force them to rap, force them to perform because their parents signed a contract. So there's no this stuff doesn't work. This stuff does work. How are you applying the process? Get your mind right. Get in first of all, you need to talk to God. God, then can't nobody skip that step. Okay? You can't skip that step. Everything starts in the spiritual. As above, so below. You're getting pimped down here, you're getting pimped up there. You understand? Yes, there is pimping up there. As above, so below. You're getting pimped. As a mother, you have supreme rule over your offspring. As the mother, you are the manufacturer. Now, in the system, you can be saved through the father. So, in the system, the father is going to be the government. That's why they make you a person, a persona, person, one son, per one son, one son, son. That's why the judge wears the robe. Not licensed to taxes, but I do this for educational, informational purposes only. You have to understand trust law, contract law before you go into these things. Under the American Jurisprudence 63C, American Jurisprudence, second edition, 247, as expressed otherwise, the powers delegated to public officers are held in trust for the people in order to be exercised on behalf of the government or of all citizens who may need the intervention of the officer. Furthermore, the view has been expressed that all public officers, so I need y'all to understand this when I'm saying all public officers, if you're part of a LLC, if you're part of a corporation, you're a public officer. And people are not understanding this. That is your form of government. That's the law. When you go to work, that's the law. And outside of work, that's their law. You understand? And outside of work, it's their law to protect that corporation because that's what they're here for. They're policy enforcers. Do you have your policies in place? Where's your laws and bylaws? Do you have your policies in place? Are they put on for the record to see, on the public record to see? Have you updated the people in your jurisdiction? Hey, we're part of this right here, and these are the laws. This is how we operate. Because as long as it doesn't harm none, you can do as you will, and they cannot infringe upon that private contract. But no, we'd rather cry. We'd rather cry, and it's not working, instead of figuring out what you have to do to make it work, because it works if you work it. And that's everything in life. Why is it working for the Amish then? Why is it working for the Catholic Church then? Why is it working for the KKK? Let's talk about it. Shit, it works for the KKK. Motherfuckers is offering shit, putting crossing yards. Ain't nobody going to jail. Ain't nobody's kids getting taken away. But y'all want to sit here and fret. You want to come in with this nickdom mentality. Yeah, I said it, nickdom. Nickdom. Whatever that means. That's how you're thinking. Like a nickdom. Shit, I'm half nickdom, so I can say that. A public official is a fiduciary towards the public, including in the case of a judge. The litigants who appear before him, and if he deliberately conceals material information from them, he is guilty of fraud. Fraud, in its elementary common law sense of deceit, and this is one of the meanings that fraud bears under 483 U.S.C. 372 in the statute. Public officials are also trustees and servants of the people. You're a person. Public officials are also trustees and servants of the people. When you come in there under a certain jurisdiction, you come in there, you're identifying with a birth certificate, and you sit here still trying to control this business, but you're identifying with the birth certificate. How are you a chief officer when you're showing them a birth certificate? Won't you show them that LLC membership certificate? Won't you show them that presidential certificate? Whatever made you in that position, whatever made you an administrator in this public sector realm. That's how they're going to see you. If you go to Harvard, you get your doctorate degree, you are a doctor now. That's not on your birth certificate. How do you identify as doctor? You get knighted. You can become royalty. You know, they still do this. You can become sirs and shit. You understand? But y'all not understanding this. But y'all not understanding business. Y'all not understanding trust, motherfucking law. Y'all not understanding title. How you get taxed is based on your title. What is your title in the game? That's how you get taxed. Trusts get taxed differently than an individual. Are you operating in trust? And everybody is. If you're using a social security number, you're operating in trust. So you shouldn't even be found as an individual. You should be found as a trustee or a beneficiary. When it comes to the social security number, you are the beneficiary of that trust when you're utilizing it in the public. So you should be filing as a beneficiary. They're filing you as property because you're taking the beneficial proceeds and they're administering the trust for you based on the general welfare of the public. Every taxpayer is within a Sister K trust, having sufficient interest in preventing abuse of the trust to be recognized in the fields of this court's jurisdiction as a relator in the proceedings to set sovereign authority in motions by actions. Public service is a public trust requiring employees to place loyalty to the Constitution, the laws, and ethical principles above private gain. So when you start understanding this, the government become trustees of the Constitution. A Constitution is nothing but laws for a trust. That's the bylaws for a trust. Well, the articles, they got the articles. So the articles are the laws for a trust. So you having a business, having a trust, you get to determine what happens with your property, with the assets within the trust when you're a trustee. So if your name is a business, your name is trademarked. And I'm gonna give you all the step by steps on how non-Kilam sets this up, because I have victories in court using this with my own children. So I like to move through family foundations and family trusts when representing the family. Okay, so your name is going to be an LLC. I do a doing business as or a fictitious name, and I'm a within my school community, skool.com/Don Kalam, skool.com/DONKILAM. Matter of fact, if you go to Missouri, because the first place I did this was Missouri, the name is already a business. So that's where you start first, right? Make your first, middle, last name an LLC. It gets deeper to this because you should be knowing what is going on. And I will show y'all something. So, first of all, I'm showing that my name, the certificates of organization in Missouri, the first middle and last name was LLC. I use this in situations, especially with CPS or child support court. And then I did a fictitious name with my son's name or doing business as. Because you got to understand, you can only be saved through the father. That's why they make you a son. So make the father's name a business and then doing business as the child's name or fictitious name as a child's name. So the owner is going to be the father's name LLC, 100% owner. 100% owner.
We'll be back after a quick break.
Peace and love. It's your boy Don Kilam, and welcome to Dream Keepers Radio, that private life podcast. You're here, tuned in with your boy, and this is brought to you by Follow the Yellow Brick Road by Don Kilam. Search the book on Amazon now. Go get the book and uncover the matrix and how the United States is operating in the financial marketplace. Much peace and love. Hope that makes sense. Let me know out there in the Instagram world if it makes sense. Drop me a 100. I will show y'all the documents really fast. So it makes sense for y'all. Let me see if I can flip this around. I can't. So that's my name as an LLC. First, middle, last name. And then you're going to see this is my child's name and the 100% owner right here. My child's name, LLC, 100% owner. Business name to be registered. That's my child's name. Name of owner's individual business entity. The name LLC, 100% owner. I hope y'all seen that. Let me know if y'all seen that. Except my finger was in the way. Hold on. I know y'all can see now. I'm looking at it. That's my child's name right there. And then 100% owner, LLC name. I'm going to show you my only then. So really, the child's name is doing business as this. That's the alias. In America, you can do business as whoever you want. Okay? Yeah, it was mirrored. You're going to have to turn it around. Damn, if you're going to complain, you need to join the school. This is fucking free. Y'all get on my fucking nerves. I'm giving y'all game. Get out my life. Listen. Listen. That's what you do. You listen. You got 2 ears, 1 motherfucking mouth. Listen, you want to join? You want to learn more? Go to the school. School.com/Dr. Matter of fact, look at the pin message. It says text private license 702-200-4900. This is why I cannot stand helping the public for free. Can't do nothing right for you broke motherfuckers. Everything's free. You can't do nothing right. Shut the fuck up, man. It was mirrored. The fuck you want me to do? I try to flip it around, didn't I? Join the motherfucking school. You're going to get this. You're going to get this. You're going to get this. You freeloading motherfuckers. Back to the message. For the motherfuckers that really want it. You understand? Decipher and figure it out. You got to do some type of work, you fucking lazy motherfuckers. That's why you're stuck. That's why y'all don't have clarity. You know, gratitude is an attitude. When you're grateful for something, it brings more in your life. That's a universal law. What you praise, you raise. That's a universal law. So, and this is how I maneuver. You do want to have a family trust. All right. Now, when you understand that you LLC or a corporation, these are public entities. So when you become an officer, you do become a public officer. It's still controlled by the government. So let's not just stop there. You understand the holding company has to be the beneficial owner of your name. That's a business now. There's layers to this shit, okay? Because there's something called the alter ego doctrine, and that's what a lot of people are missing. So that's where a lot of places you can get by with just making your name a business. Yes, you can. It works for a lot of people. It worked for me in the beginning until about 2022. Then I started bringing in my holding companies. I started bringing in my trust. If you're going to file UCC, because you can, since the name owns the children's name now, you can put a lien against your children's name or anything that has that name in commerce. It's importance of a trademark the names and thumbprints as well. But you want to trademark their essence, their likenesses, their images, everything about them. You have to have a full property description. That's what the birth certificate is about. So in the private, you want to have a baby land deed. You want to have a family Bible record. You want to have a baptismal certificate. And the baptismal certificate can come from the family foundation. Okay? I don't want to get y'all confused now. So we can look up Warren Buffett's wife, Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation. That was a family foundation. The mother took care of everybody. He donated to the mother, and the mother took care of everybody. Even upon the death, the mother, Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation, is taking care of the Buffett children. It was founded in 1964. The EIN number is even on record, 47-6032365. I can't make this up. A nonprofit foundation, the Susan Thompson Buffett Foundation. And I'm bringing this up because your name is the business. This is what I'm telling you guys. The government can be looked at as a record label. It can be looked at as a nonprofit foundation. It's a 508c1a is how they're operating, a faith-based organization. The Freemasons are faith-based organizations, private memberships. You've got to have a membership to be in this club. How do I know that you're a member? Because you have the birth certificate, you have the ID, and you're using the social security number. That's how I know you're a member of this foundation called the United States of America, a corporation. Now back to the alter ego doctrine. So the alter ego doctrine is a legal doctrine whereby the court finds that a corporation lacks a separate identity from an individual corporate shareholder. The court applies this rule to ignore the corporate status of a group of stockholders, officers, and directors of a corporation within respect to the limit of liability. Finding alter ego gives the court cause to pierce the corporate veil and hold individual shareholders personally liable for debts of the corporation. Earlier, the alter ego doctrine was not applicable to other business forms such as limited liability companies, LLCs. However, the alter ego doctrine is now applied to limited liability companies as well since 2022. So you have to take the other extra step. Your name, that's a business, is going to be member managed, and the single member is going to be your holding company. Your holding company is going to be in one of the 5 charging order protection states: Nevada, Alaska, South Dakota, Wyoming, or Delaware. And you will be the manager of that. You can have a registered agent. You can have somebody else be the manager, resign and appoint you the manager if you want to remain anonymous. There's ways around that. So this alter ego doctrine, doesn't apply to you that way. And I hope that makes sense. So a lot of people, they're going to ignore your name being a business. They'll ignore it if it's not established right due to the alter ego doctrine, because that's the rules that apply there. And Texas is a big state on this that actually implements these things. So I need y'all to understand this. When you're going in here, trying to apply these processes, get around the people that do it. Because I'm telling you, again, when you are in doubt, think of the Amish. And they operate off unincorporated contracts. Everything is common law with the Amish. They have their own jurisdiction. So it's always foreign. They're always foreign to the government. You have to be foreign to the government. And if you just need some quick documents, I'm gonna give you all this real quick. Something I just learned. If you go to the Michigan General Assembly, so mymichiganassembly.land, you can get all the documents you need. You put your information in, automatic document generator on the General Assembly in Michigan, mymichiganassembly.land, and then go to correct your status, an automatic document generator. And you can get all your paperwork right there right away without even joining the assembly. I just did it, tried it out, got all my shit, downloaded it right away. If y'all don't believe me, I'm gonna show everybody this, because this is for my school later. But look, this is a witness. So that's what it is. They let me show y'all some. Let me find another document. They fill all this stuff out for you. Yeah, just had to show y'all that real quick. So now all the websites have that. It's called the Assembly's document generator. And you can get all the documents. You just fill in the information. It gives you all your documents right away. You go get that shit notarized, send that shit off to the whoever you need to send it to. You know what I mean? And that will make you an actual national. And a lot of people don't understand the importance of being a national because they're part of the republic. They're part of the republic. So under 8 USC 1408, nationals but not citizens of the United States. Because you want to prove that you're a natural life. You know what I mean? And all a national is the term national means a person owing permanent allegiance to a state. Your state is your nationality. Texans come from Texas. Hawaiians come from Hawaii. Alaskans come from Alaska. So this is going to get you out the corporate jurisdiction. The United States is a federal corporation. It's going to get you out the corporate jurisdiction. And you can put something into Chat GPT. I want everybody to know this. Put something into Chat GPT. Create me a template for an oath of allegiance to my state, because that can make you a national as well. Create me a template for an oath of allegiance to my state. I will post this on the Instagram and in my school as well. It will stay up in the school. On formal oath. Hold on. It's called an oath of allegiance, though. So create me an oath of allegiance for my state to become a national. Yes, I'm not a U.S. national. I'm a state national, American national. Trump said make America great again. Quit asking questions, though. Y'all can book a consultation. When people ask questions, I block you because I'm giving you free game. You should be taking notes. Shut the fuck up and take notes. I don't give a fuck if you like my language or not. It's my channel. So get the fuck off. That's just how I feel about it. I'm trying to drop game from my school, trying to involve the public so we can get some feedback. Make sure y'all understand it. Give me y'all some free fucking game. But y'all still want to fucking ask questions. Why? Google's free, right? Go ask Google. Your mom, your dad, my mama's dead though. But your mom and dad, can you ask them something for free? And you still ask questions? That means they didn't teach you the right shit. This is private knowledge that's supposed to be handed down through families. So your parents didn't do their job, right? Ask your baby mama. Ask your baby daddy. If they can't answer it, then shut the fuck up and take notes on my motherfucking channel. That's how I rock and roll. Shit. This is important information. You want to say and slow up the process and ask me motherfucking questions like I'm supposed to stop and cater to you. Drop a text private life 702-200-4900. Book a consultation. That's how you ask me questions because I don't fucking know you. I'm giving you game right now. Life-changing information that can change your life and help your families for generations to come. 100, can everybody agree to that? Take notes. Shut the fuck up. Research what the fuck I say. Because you on my channel and want to ask me questions. Book a consultation. Allegiance to the state. So I support the constitutions and laws of the state. That's how it starts. That's how it starts. Because I just did a class on this too, but I'm going to show y'all. Every state has its own constitution because it's a nation, it's a business, that's how it was erected. So the reason why I'm showing Missouri right now, I'm looking at the Missouri State Constitution. Every state has a constitution though. Well, I'm just want to prove it. I just downloaded this shit too. It is just like any other constitution. And that's what brings about in the business. It has the Bill of Rights. But you're supporting the state constitution, not the federal constitution. And that's going to give you making you a national, truthfully. So just want to show that. So it's called an oath of allegiance. An oath of allegiance. And you can have your children take an oath of allegiance, but as now they are what their parents are. So you can take an oath of allegiance, make sure your name's a business. If you're going to file liens or put them into a court case, make sure it's coming from the family foundation or a holding company. All right. Don't have it coming from your name because there's that alter ego doctrine that's involved. Do make your name a business, but have the holding company, have the family foundations file the paperwork on your behalf. So there's no alter ego doctrine. You don't want to be represented by yourself. That's why they say you're a fool of a client. You have a right to contract, sui juris. You have a right to contract. So make sure that the family foundation is representing you. Corporations represent the government. It's a corporation. When you go to a law firm, that's usually an LLP or LLC. Am I right or am I wrong, babe? Law firms are LLCs and LLPs, limited liability partnerships. So they're being represented by, it's a representation of the corporation. There's always a representation of the corporation. You can just have the corporation represent you. When you show up, you're just a member of that corporation. Don't even say that name is you. You shouldn't even say that's you. This is on behalf of the paperwork. This is on behalf of the intellectual property. And a lot of this is going over your motherfucking head, so you can just go ahead and log off and don't even come back to my shit until it says, till it clicks. All right? Until it clicks. You're always representing a fictional entity. You're always representing property. Intellectual property. And the intellectual property belongs to the family. It doesn't belong to anybody else. Who created the family? Who created your mother? The family. Who created you? The family. Who created your children? The family. Who's the trustees? The family. Who's the beneficiary? The family. Who's the grantor? The family. Everything is the family. There is no one person because it's family business. With that, I'm out. Make sure you text Private Life to 702-200-4900. Text Private Life 702-200-4900 or go to school.com/Don Kilam. SKOOL.com/DONKILAM. This is not for the average mind. This is why you have to invest in your private education. Get behind this called trustee training for a reason. You have to learn it. You have to live it. You have to eat, sleep, and shit it, and get around the people who actually do these things, man. Drop a 100, a fire emoji, if you found this information of value.
Flavor Flav in the building. Yo, Don Kilam, keep doing your thing, G. Hey, yo, check 1, 2. This is Flavor Flav in the building, you know what I'm saying? Word up. Hey, yo, make sure y'all check out the song bars, you know what I'm saying? Word up by my man Don Kilam. You heard? A Fresco King. Yeah, boy. You know what time it is. Make sure y'all check out the bars by my boy. All right? Flavor Flav in the building. Yo, Don Kilam, keep doing your thing, G.